玩转美国，快乐至上，欢迎收看完美主义，我是希文。洛杉矶拥有许多风景绝美的海滩，威尼斯海滩绝对是最具风格、独树一帜的旅游胜地，而且这里也是许多艺术家聚集的地方。所以今天完美主义跟我一起去深度了解威尼斯海滩。Jonathan, really nice to meet you here at the beautiful Venice beach. So first of all, could you share with us why do you think Venice is so popular and people are so interested in this place?
Well, I think besides being a beautiful beach, Venice has the biggest assortment of people. You have everything from celebrities to homeless people to artists to tourists, and so you get a little bit of everything. It also has a really interesting history, and it's always been kind of a creative hub of the city, and it continues to be. So I think that those are the things that really attract people. Since the very beginning, it was built as a resort city. 1905, it was built all at once. So people were coming to the beach, and movie stars were coming here to the pier and the canals, and it was always an exciting place.
So it was a very interesting and popular place from the very beginning.
From the very beginning. It had a rough patch in the middle where its nickname probably from the 40s to the 80s or 90s was the Slum by the Sea. And at that point it was a little dangerous, little dirty place, but still, you know, you had a lot of surfers and poets and people like that coming. Association of one of the biggest bands in history, which is The Doors.
The Doors.
And Jim Morrison lived here, and Ray Manzarek lived nearby, and they used to hang out here all the time. And in fact, if you look at this picture, they once stood in the spot we're standing right now.
Exactly the same spot we're standing right now.
There they are, and those ducks.
But that's before they become famous.
This is before they became famous, so those kids have no idea who they're hanging out with. Besides the diversity, I think I'm a big history buff, and so I like the fact that Venice is the most rich in history area in all of Los Angeles. I think any one block of Venice has more history than any 10 miles in the rest of Los Angeles. It's been crazy changes. The first weekend I moved here, they found a dead body in the alley across from my apartment.
Did that scare you?
No, I'd lived in New York. I just thought, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But since then, Venice is undergoing a renaissance now where you don't find that kind of thing anymore. All the old boarded up storefronts are opening. We're getting some really nice fancy restaurants, and it's just amazing the vibrant art scene and all the people who are coming to Venice. It's just like I don't recognize the place anymore. It just changed more in the last 3 years than it did in the previous 17.
Mm-hmm.
We're now standing in a very popular surf spot, as you can see behind me, and it's also a very important surf spot because this is where it all started. The reason Venice is here, it was started in 1905 by a gentleman named Abbot Kinney, whose name you probably know, who bought the land to build a Venice in America. And everyone thought he was crazy for buying it. There's the walk streets, which is about a dozen sidewalks that connect Pacific Avenue and the beach, where there's still all these old 100-year-old craftsman mansions. That's really beautiful. The canals, of course. It's the only place in Los Angeles that has an extensive canal network. They're still here. Not a lot of people know about them. The most famous film shot here in 1958 was Touch of Evil, with the Orson Welles movie with Charlton Heston. A lot of TV shows like Californication is all shot in Venice. It's a wide variety. If they've never been to Venice before, they think they're just going to see Muscle Beach and the skate park, which they do, and then they're surprised by all the places we go. But most of my customers, quite frankly, are people who already know Venice. I'd say 75% of my customers live within 5 miles of here, and they've lived here for decades, and they think they know Venice, and they're excited by all the things they didn't know, because there is just so much that happened here.
绝对是最具多元化色彩以及现代风貌的旅游胜地。这里就好像一场常年进行的嘉年华，无论是街头艺人的表演、奇特的艺术品，或者是肯尼迪大道的购物和餐饮体验，绝对都会让您流连忘返。我是希文，好啦，我们下周完美主义再见。